And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Chris Richardson Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, big win for you obviously on Saturday over West Liberty. Talk about that game and the emotions that went with it.
Yeah, senior day. First and foremost, it was a big win because it gives us the 3 seed. It gives us another win, gives us 19 in the regular season, and gives us the 3 seed for the tournament. But bigger than that, you want to send your seniors out with a senior day win, particularly this class of guys that have spent so many years here. Just doing the math off the top of my head, you've got 12 years combined here with Alex, Caleb, and Trev, and then Kurt's been here for 2, so make that 14. Elijah's been here for 2, 16. So then Jerry's here for 3. So that 19 years combined service to our program, which I guess that's appropriate, 19 wins. So great to send those guys out with a lifetime memory, beating a top 10 team, a high-level opponent in a high-level game, a game that went back and forth, phenomenal atmosphere, and just a day that very gratifying for a number of reasons, both personally with your relationships with those guys, and then from a team standpoint, a very important win for our team.
And talk about those final minutes of the game. League goes back and forth, couple of big plays on both sides. Talk about those final minutes and kind of how you guys stayed in check.
What other way for this group to go out? And I think that type of game kind of exemplifies the growth that they've had and the journey that they've had together, where when they were freshmen, that's how every game was, except we lost. Like we just found ways to lose. And that's, when you hear Steph Curry's talking about it, Michael Jordan's talked about it, other people, losing is a part of winning. You have to learn how not to lose before you can learn to win. And this group learned some tough lessons in their formative years in our program. And so what other way for them to go out than with a close game? And I thought it was just as from a storytelling standpoint, them finding a way to win that game. That's how we've won all year, is we found ways to win close games. And we've done it with staying composed, staying together, and doing whatever the moment called for. And from Aiden Gall's shot to Alex Smith making good decisions, taking the ball out of bounds, I think that's a very underrated part. And then, outside of Aiden's shot, the play of the game might have been Jerry Saunders turning that deep ball into a jump ball, because their guy Alex underthrew it a little bit, which is probably tired because he threw the ball so much, but he underthrew it a little bit. Jerry had to go make a play on the ball to make that a contested catch. We knew we had the arrow. We talked about that in timeout. And then Caleb hit the free throw. So that just a complete team win. Couldn't be happier for our team. It was a very happy locker room. And that was all great. And a lot to look back on at the right time. But now our attention's fully on Concord and what we have to do this weekend downtown.
And you guys had contributions all throughout the bench, the starting lineup all through the day. None bigger than T. Harris, though. 35 points. Believe he was 1 rebound away from a double-double. Talk about him and kind of his game.
Yeah, played strong, played aggressive, attacked the basket. Early in the year, you'd look at his field goal attempts and say he took 10 shots, 6 or 7 of them would be threes. And he can shoot the ball. We're fine with him taking threes. But he's so much better when he attacks the basket and uses the three-pointer as a part of his game as opposed to the main part of his game. When he attacks the basket, he gets aggressive. It helps him defensively too, and it helps him on the glass. And so an aggressive tee is a really, really hard tee for other teams to stop. And he was aggressive. He understood the matchups, what we were looking for, what we wanted, and then he went out and executed it. And I always say when you play West Liberty, because there's so many plays at the basket against the press, you got to make layups. And he was phenomenal at the basket making layups on Saturday, and then he hit some big threes too.
And the All-MEC teams released this week. You guys had 2 players make it, Aiden Gall, first team, and then Caleb Murrigan, the second team honors. Talk about those 2 guys and what that means to them.
Yeah, I'm so proud of them. Aiden's been we put a lot on his plate as a freshman coming in. And, even though he's a redshirt freshman, he's first time he's playing against live opponents at the college level, and there is a difference. And he's handled it so well. He's let us coach him. He's asked for feedback from his teammates. He's admitted, when he could do better in front of his teammates, which as a leader, that's so powerful. And then Caleb, has come in and gotten better and better every year. I get not everybody can make first team. I thought he had a first-team season. He's an all-conference player, and no one can ever take that away from him. You know, his kind of the mark on him was he's a shooter, and he's expanded his overall game on the defensive end. On the offensive end, he's become more efficient, and he's done a great job leading himself and his teammates. And so really happy for those guys. Thought there were other guys that deserved all-conference recognition as well, but we can't control that. We can control our effort and our attitude this weekend, and that's what we're focused on.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, now it's tournament time. You guys have been playing for this all year. You enter as the number 3 seed. Talk about your approach to the tournament, what your message to your team is.
Yeah, just like we've done all year, take it one day at a time, try to go 1-0. That's been our message all year. We were able to give them a couple days off after the West Liberty game to kind of recharge their batteries a little bit. Still had guys in the gym on Monday, even though it was an off day. Still had guys in the gym on Monday. And then we got back to work and got ready for, you know, a very quality opponent, Concord, who spent a lot of the season in first place, and then had some injuries and, you know, lost some close games, but they're still a well-coached team. They're a very talented team. They're a dangerous team. And in March, it doesn't matter. All that matters is who plays the best right there in those 40 minutes. And there's so many magical moments we think of as basketball fans in March that we got to make sure that we're on the right side of those moments. And that starts with, you know, being fully prepared and focused on Concord. And that's our number one focus right now.
And in your 2 matchups with Concord this year, 2 very different games. You had an offensive game where you both went over 100 points, and last time you guys met, it was a more defensive game. Talk about what you learned from those matchups and kind of going to this one, what it looks like.
2 teams that I think do a really good job preparing, 2 teams that take their preparation seriously from a player standpoint, and 2 teams that expect to compete and win big games. And so, you know, it was 2 different matchups. The game here, I've said it before, it was like an NBA game, you know, 108 to 100, shot making all over the place, high-level offensive game. The game at their place was a little more grit and grind, and I think the beauty of our team is we're able to win both types of games. We won games that were, you know, in the hundreds and in the 90s, and then we've won games, you know, that were in the 70s. And so we're built to play those types of games. So are they. And so it should be a great matchup.
And finally, talk about playing your best basketball here in March. We've talked about it all year. Do you feel you guys have gotten there, and how do you feel that you expand on it this week?
Yeah, we have been playing our best basketball down the stretch, but we're not yet at our full potential. And so, you know, until that final buzzer runs out, we want to get better. We want to continue to get better. We want our players to get better, you know, individually. And if each player continues to get better, our team will get better. So we got to continue to get better this week. And I think it starts with, you know, having good practices, which we have, and being fully focused. And, you know, kind of a small thing, but it helps that we're on spring break, you know. We take our academics very seriously. We got really good students. We got guys that want to be doctors, guys that want to go into business, guys that have big ambitions after basketball. And so a week where they don't have to worry about academics and they can focus fully on basketball, you know, I think that gives us a chance to maximize, you know, our improvement for the week. And we'll see on Friday, but can't wait to go to battle with this group. They've been fun. I'm enjoying it every day. I get to coach them. Every day I get to go to practice with them, go to film with them, go to the weight room with them, and certainly compete down at the Mountain East Tournament. So we're looking forward to a great weekend.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, you know, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.